I mean, why are some of these people criticising Winston Churchill and they go into Parliament with Mao's Red Book? And you just think, hold on a minute. Churchill might have said some dumb things about South Asians, but he was no Mao. You know, why are you celebrating Mao? So, you know, there's a middle ground here between Churchill on the one end and then others who say, no, we mustn't criticise anyone. I think Edward Colston required some criticism, surely. He was a slave trader, right? Doesn't mean tear the statue down without permission. I think King Leopold II of Belgium, and we've got some busts to him in London, requires criticism. Look at what he did in the Congo. It's astonishing when you look at that history there. So what's the solution here? Well, overall, Mr Jenrick is correct. It requires community consultation because societies evolve and they should be allowed to evolve organically with the consent of the people. So the key point there in his column is correct. And the last thing I'll say is, who gets to decide that? Well, not Mr Jenrick, I'm afraid. It shouldn't be Mr Jenrick who decides it. It should be the community consultation. It should be all stakeholders in the community. And by the way, when I say all, underline that, please. Not just black and brown and ethnic minorities. Include the white working classes in that. Otherwise, you're not consulting with everybody. So underline the word all with a red pen, then circle around it. And remember that all includes people who do not share your political persuasion. Otherwise, you're not really being diverse. You're selecting for yes men and women. One of the things I'm very sensitive to. Don't put me on air and think, yeah, we've got, you know, that Maajid, a Muslim voice. When I'm speaking about terrorism, you agree with me. When I say something you disagree, suddenly it's all gauntlets down, thrown down, and it's a full-on assault. I don't have to toe your line. Right? So likewise, reverse that. If I'm listening to people, it's important to include people in the definition of diversity, political diversity, not just racial, ethnic and gender, political diversity, which has been a key problem in Britain, especially among certain academic institutions. It's almost as if only left-wing dogma is acceptable and right-wing dogma suddenly has to be looked down upon. Well, if you can elevate yourself above that, like Rumi said, and meet me in the field beyond, that's the way to look at it. A healthy functioning society needs healthy left-wing, right-wing, centrist, up and down, all forms of debate. In fact, it becomes unhealthy if we stigmatise one end of the political spectrum. So it needs wider consultation in communities with all political persuasion, with all stratas of society, including, as I said, not just ethnic minorities, but also the white working classes too. But overall, Mr Jenrick makes a good point that it shouldn't be done unilaterally, and it certainly shouldn't be done by the mob.